Hello, you're watching the English News Bulletin on QPVN channel. I'm Cho Nguyễn, and now let me keep you up to date with the headlines. Vietnam People's Army streamlined and strengthened. Vietnam and Canada hold third defense policy dialogue. Seminar towards Hanoi Convention held. On the afternoon of February the 20th in Hanoi, President Lương Cường, Chairman of the National Defense and Security Council and Commander-in-Chief of the People's Armed Forces, chaired a meeting with the leaderships of the Ministry of National Defense on the implementation of Resolution 05 regarding the Vietnam People's Army's organization for the 2021-2030 period and beyond. Attendees included General Phan Văn Giang, Minister of National Defense, Sing Lieutenant General Trịnh Văn Quyết, Chairman of the General Political Department, Deputy Prime Minister Mai Văn Chính, General Nguyễn Tân Cương, Chief of the General Staff and Deputy Defense Minister, and Sing Lieutenant General Hoàng Xuân Chiến, Deputy Defense Minister. The Central Military Commission and the Ministry of National Defense have led a decisive, systematic restructuring of military forces, combining organization with policies and ideological work to build strong consensus across the armed forces. Some agencies and units were merged or dissolved, while new ones were created. The restructuring streamlined operations from the ministry to the tactical levels, ensuring a rational, cohesive structure, eliminating overlapping and reducing intermediaries and service units for greater efficiency. The goal for the 2021-2025 period is to build a streamlined, efficient, and strong military. However, we aim to achieve this by 2024, 1 year ahead of schedule, which is a highly commendable result. President Lương Cường emphasized the need for the Central Military Commission and the Ministry of National Defense to fully implement the Politburo's Resolution number 18 for the 2025-2030 period, building a streamlined, efficient, strong, high-performing, effective political system. The core principle remains the party's absolute leadership over all aspects of the Vietnam People's Army. The goal is to refine the Army's organization according to Resolution 05 and Resolution 230, while ensuring the military adapts, enhances the training quality, and remains combat-ready to protect the nation. The same day in Hanoi, the Central Committee of the Vietnam Fatherland Front held a conference with chairpersons of the Fatherland Front committees from centrally governed cities and provinces. President of the Central Committee of the Vietnam Fatherland Front, Đỗ Văn Chiến, chaired the event. The Central Committee of the Vietnam Fatherland Front at all levels aims to innovate the contents and operational methods in 2025, focusing on key tasks and breakthrough solutions. Delegates emphasized that streamlining the state apparatus must ensure smooth operations, avoid administrative bottlenecks, and maintain impartial personnel arrangements. They also highlighted the importance of effective ideological work and policies for effective staff members. During the afternoon session, the conference discussed, voted on, and introduced additional personnel to the Central Committee and the Presidium of the Vietnam Fatherland Front Central Committee. On the morning of February the 20th in Hanoi, General Phan Văn Giang, Minister of National Defense, received Ms. Stephanie Beck, Deputy Minister of National Defense of Canada. General Phan Văn Giang lauded the success of the third Vietnam-Canada Defense Policy Dialogue earlier and sent his regards to the Canadian counterpart. The host emphasized that Vietnam always attaches importance to the relationship with and highly appreciates the potential and position of Canada in the region and the international arena. With the attention of the leaders of the two defense ministries, the bilateral defense cooperation has increasingly developed and been promoted through contacts and exchanges within the bilateral and multilateral frameworks. General Phan Văn Giang thanked the Canadian Department of National Defense for providing UN peacekeeping operations training to Vietnamese forces over the past time, contributing to improving the international integration capacity of Vietnamese troops. The guest expressed her delight at the fact that the strongly developing relationship between the two countries is commensurate with the comprehensive partnership and hoped that the two sides would promote defense cooperation in a deeper and more effective manner, in line with the needs and interests of each country. Earlier, the third defense policy dialogue between Vietnam and Canada took place under the co-chair of Vietnamese Deputy Minister of National Defense, Sing Lieutenant General Hoàng Xuân Chiến, and his Canadian counterpart, Stephanie Beck. Sing Lieutenant General Hoàng Xuân Chiến emphasized that Vietnam consistently pursues a foreign policy of independence, self-reliance, peace, friendship, cooperation and development, multilateralization and diversification of foreign relations, is ready to cooperate with countries and international organizations for peace, cooperation and development in the region and the world. Regarding the East Sea or South China Sea issue, he emphasized the need to respect international law, particularly the 1982 UN Convention on the Law of the Sea and the Declaration on the Conduct of Parties in the East Sea, and accelerate negotiations to finalize an effective and practical COC in the East Sea. In the coming time, the two sides continue to further strengthen cooperation and effectively implement key areas, including maintaining delegation exchanges at all levels, sustaining the established dialogue and consultation mechanisms, expanding training collaboration, sharing experience and enhancing capacity of Vietnam's UN peacekeeping force, while enhancing cooperation in defense industry, war legacy settlement, and border management. Vietnam's Ministry of National Defense supports Canada's bid to join the ADMM Plus based on ASEAN's consensus. The two sides assigned the minutes of the third Vietnam-Canada Defense Policy Dialogue at the end of the event. Coming up next, numerous measures to be taken to fulfill the 8% growth target in 2025. Seminar towards Hanoi Convention held. The government of Vietnam issued Resolution 25 on growth targets for sectors, fields, and localities to ensure Vietnam's growth target in 2025 reaches 8% or more. 18 out of the 63 localities nationwide are set to achieve double-digit growth rates. This demonstrates the government's strong determination, as 2025 holds special significance, marking a year of acceleration, breakthrough, and achievement, the final year of implementing the 2021-2025 Socio-Economic Development Plan. Ho Chi Minh City has been assigned a growth target of 8.5% by the government, which is lower than the city's own goal of 10%. The target of 10% growth in 2025 is seen as achievable, given the positive signs from key drivers such as public investment, exports, and consumer spending. 2024 is a year of laying the foundation. Ho Chi Minh City's political system has been actively working to overcome challenges and implement new mechanisms and policies. These initiatives have paved the way for the city to accelerate and achieve breakthroughs in 2025. Although the minimum growth target of 8% in 2025 is a challenging task, relevant authorities have thoroughly considered and proactively developed scenarios and specific solutions to achieve it. With strong consensus and determination, the set growth target is sure to be accomplished. From February the 20th, the auxiliary border gates of Thông Thụ, Nam Tây, Laos and Thanh Thủy, Nậm On, Laos are officially open for trade. Goods exchanged through these gates will comply with Circular No. 1, 2018 and Circular No. 2, 2018, dated February the 27th, 2018, issued by the Minister of Industry and Trade, along with other relevant regulations. Previously, the People's Committee of Nghệ An Province received official documents from Hủa Phăn and Bô Lê Khăm Say provinces of Laos, permitting people, vehicles, and goods from these provinces and Nghệ An to pass through the Nậm Tây, Thông Thụ, and Nậm On Thanh Thủy gates. Together with Nậm Cắn International Border Gate, the opening of these auxiliary border gates facilitates import-export activities between Vietnam and Laos, while promoting trade, tourism, and local economic development in border areas. The permanent mission of Vietnam to the UN, in collaboration with the Australian mission and the UN Office on Drugs and Crime, recently hosted a seminar in New York towards the signing ceremony of the UN Convention on Cybercrime to be held in Hanoi. In his opening remarks, Ambassador Đặng Hoàng Giang, head of the permanent mission of Vietnam to the UN, emphasized that in the context of increasingly complex global cybersecurity threats, the adoption of the UN Convention on Cybercrime, or Hanoi Convention, is of great significance, establishing a global legal framework for international cooperation in combating cybercrime. He affirmed Vietnam's commitment to closely collaborating with UN Office on Drugs and Crime, the UN Office of Legal Affairs, and member states to ensure the convention's swift ratification and effective implementation. Representatives from various countries and regional groups commended Vietnam's proactive efforts in preparing for the signing ceremony. They pledged to expedite internal procedures for signing and ratifying the convention and expressed strong support for Vietnam in successfully hosting the event in Hanoi in 2025. Recently, the Da Nang Department of Tourism, in collaboration with Vietnam Airlines and 12 leading travel companies, inaugurated a shared booth at the South Asia Travel and Tourism Exchange held at the Yashobhoomi India International Convention and Expo Center in New Delhi, India. Vietnamese ambassador to India, Nguyễn Thanh Hải, attended the event. He affirmed his commitment to supporting localities and businesses in strengthening socio-economic cooperation between Vietnam and India. This marks the third consecutive year that the Da Nang Department of Tourism has participated in South Asia's largest annual travel fair, aiming to increase the city's presence in the booming Indian market that currently ranks the fourth among the top 10 international tourist markets for Da Nang. India is a potential market for Vietnamese tourism, and with the remarkable development in recent times, India will soon become the leading market for Vietnam's tourism. Participating in this year's fair, lasting from February the 19th to the 21st under the theme Tourism 2025, promoting global cooperation for mutual development, are 1,800 exhibitors and more than 1,000 domestic and international buyers from more than 120 countries. The fair is expected to attract more than 50,000 event-goers. On February the 20th, the Cambodia Investment and Development Bank, or BIDC in short, a subsidiary of the Vietnam Investment and Development Bank, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports of Cambodia, hosted a special ceremony and to award this prestigious BIDC scholarship to support talented Cambodian students from disadvantaged backgrounds who have demonstrated outstanding academic achievements. In his speech, Lâm Văn Hải emphasized BIDC's strong commitment to education, noting that the bank views education as key to a bright and sustainable future. Mr. Xuan Shivin, Secretary of State for Cambodia's Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports, praised BIDC's significant contributions to education in Cambodia. He highlighted that the scholarship not only supports disadvantaged students, but also plays a vital role in developing the country's future workforce. The program awarded 25 scholarships totaling $200,000 to students selected by Cambodia's Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports. I am grateful for the BIDC scholarship as it gives me hope, a clear goal, and the opportunity to grow and contribute to my country's needs. Earlier, BIDC signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Cambodia's Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports to launch the BIDC Scholarship Program. The ministry conducted a transparent selection process to choose 25 top students based on academic performance and family circumstances. And that's all for now. Remember, you can always watch the news again at qpvn.vn. Now, thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.